Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back. If you watched any of my videos before, thank you. If you're watching this now, much appreciated. Been trying to figure out for a couple days exactly what I want to talk about here and what direction I'm trying to make this head. However, I think it's important to mention that I'm trying to start a nonprofit now. I want to call it BeneVet's, BeneVet's. Exactly what I want this nonprofit to do, I'm not entirely certain. I just know I want to be able to bridge the gap and be a resource to others and veterans everywhere to help them get back on the right path, to help them adapt back to society and be the men and women they're supposed to be. Getting out of the military is hard, especially just like for me. I had to basically become an entrepreneur, and that's what most people do because we don't find a way to be able to adapt back. So in talking about that, I'm going to try to, again, keep this brief as possible, but I just want to give a backstory on me and why I want to do this nonprofit and who I am, where I'm from, and not to be a sob story, but just to let others know. That way they can know that it's possible. You know, if you're struggling, if you're going through hard times, there's a way out, and things can always get better. I'm a huge optimist. I can take any negative and turn it into a positive. I may have said that before, but trust and believe I will. So, real quick, real brief. Born and raised Akron, Ohio, in an alcoholic home, in the ghetto, poverty, was subject to seeing and hearing my mother be physically, emotionally abused as a child. And thank God, by the age of 11, she got sober. And I'm happy to say I'm 33 now, and she's been sober since. She's also now a counselor and an advocate for others going through their own struggles, and God bless her. She's been doing wonderful things, and ultimately she's shaped me into the man that I am today. And I asked her once how she did it, and basically she said, I just wanted you to always do what's right, no matter what. Like somebody's watching at all times, imagine that there's a camera on you at all times, and then you'll have nothing to worry about. And I've lived like that for the most part. There's times where I've definitely not lived like that, and hopefully I've paid for those sins or errors in my ways. Growing up though, so then she got remarried, we moved to a nice neighborhood, a little more money, better schools, and it motivated me to become a better person and change my lifestyle. And I'm glad it did, because had we stayed where I was growing up, I definitely would not have gone the directions that I have today. Military service, then I was kicked out, got out, and then that year I got a DUI, DUS, and a disorderly all in the same year, and had to take a look at my drinking habits and what I was doing. Had my coming home party from Afghanistan. I was jumped by 4 guys, had all my teeth knocked out up front here. Now I got a nice new set, but that happened. I've been through the ringer. Again, I don't want this to be a sob story, but this is why I'm doing what I do. Got married by the age of 24, 25, had my daughter, my beautiful baby Brooke. And before she was the age of 3, I was a full-blown heroin addict. And went through my divorce then. Since then, I've been trying to be a father again for my daughter. A man that she's proud of, but also a man that's present in her life. My stepdaughter, who's now 10, when I was put in the bed one night, back, she was probably 7 at this time, or 6. And I was putting her and my daughter to bed that night, and she's like, Chris, Daddy, I've not seen her talk to my dad in almost 3 years. At that moment, I knew and felt the obligation that I needed to fulfill to be a father. And I told her, well, baby, I know your father. He's a good man. He's trying to do what's right, but he's lost. But he'll find his way. And I know he cares about you because he's told me. And he'll be back soon. And I'll always be your Chris Daddy. I'll always be here for you. She gave me the biggest hug I've ever gotten from that little girl. There's so many people out there that, don't feel the responsibility that they have brought into this world and be a parent. I can't say that I've filled it correctly, but I'm trying. I'm constantly trying, because the first thought that goes through my head every decision I make now is how it's going to affect my life with my daughter. Fast forward some more. In and out of homelessness, went through some struggles, had an apartment for about 2 years, couldn't afford it anymore, got the car repossessed, couldn't work anymore, had to quit work, then ultimately got evicted. I have here a police report from that night, because this is about February 23rd, 2017. And I'm just going to read what happened here, but this is the day I got evicted. This is the last day in my apartment when all my things were on the front porch there in Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio. I'm not going to name the officers, although I'm sure it doesn't matter, but Sergeant Blank and Officer Blank and I were dispatched to the area of Chestnut Beer Garden in reference to a white male without his shirt on in the middle of the road, yelling that he wanted to die and get hit by a car. Upon my arrival, I found Christopher J. Burgess standing in the middle of Chestnut without his shirt on. He then did lie in the middle of the road. Burgess said he wanted to die and wanted to get hit by a car. It appeared that Burgess was suffering from possible PTSD from his overseas time in the military. He was making statements that were not coherent. He was transported to the Akron City Hospital, where he was pink-slipped. While en route to Akron City, Burgess advised Officer Blank that he has thought about committing suicide in the past, just has never gone through with it. Today alone, he has thought about it 10 times. Even for me, it's hard to read and believe that I was like that, but I was suicidal. Not only looking back, 2/23/17 is the day before my daughter's birthday. I didn't get to see her that birthday. I was in the hospital in the psychiatric ward, and I had to call her from there to wish her a happy birthday. That was the 4th time I went to the psychiatric ward within a 3-month period, a little over a year and a half ago. Never in my life prior have I ever been suicidal or had suicidal thoughts. I'm happy to say today I'm not suicidal at all. I definitely want to live. And even then, I still wanted to live, but I was going through a lot. And it's a big part of why I wanted to leave the environment I was in to come out to here in beautiful Colorado to start over, to make a new life for myself and my daughter. That being said, veterans commit suicide every day. It's my duty, and I feel my responsibility to talk and to continue talking about the things that I've gone through, in a hope that in this effort it's going to help other veterans, other guys that are going through similar struggles, guys or girls, doesn't matter, even if they weren't in the military. So BeneVet's, I want to start this nonprofit, and I want it to be an outreach for veterans, and then a way for veterans to be an outreach in their community to help others, regardless if they're veterans or not. It's going to take a little money. I'm not making much money right now, but I got a lot of good things on the horizon. I'm going to try to get the money together to get this to register as a tax-exempt nonprofit 501c3. I've already gotten my tax ID number squared away and locked in. It's $275 cost to start a nonprofit in the state of Colorado. But it doesn't stop there. I was hoping to try to get some money together and save up so I can get my license reinstated, and I just got a call literally 20 minutes ago, just before doing this, that has entirely made my day. And Child Support Office in Ohio said they're going to reinstate my driver's license. And I've been without it for a year and a half or so now, almost 2, due to bad child support and whatnot. And I'm so grateful for that. But a little backstory, a little bit about me and all the things I've been through. I mean, I've had my jaw broken, teeth knocked out, woke up in the hospital, been arrested, felon, gone to treatment, in and out. I'm lucky I never OD'd. Just been to hell and back numerous times, to the point where I have no fear. Now my only fear is that I'm not going to be a better man and not be a good father for my daughter. And I'm fighting that fear every day because I'm seeing that things are getting better. My life's starting to turn around, and the best feeling in the world for me is not a drug, it's not an alcohol, it's not any of that crap. It's helping others and continuing to better myself and learn every day. And that's the best high I've found to achieve to date. So thanks again for watching. Stay tuned for this weekend. I fly out Sunday to Washington, D.C. for the national conference where I'll be speaking, and I'm hoping that if they're going to allow it, I'm going to try to do a live feed of when I'm there giving my speech and when they present the video. There's also a possibility that CNN, Fox, MSNBC, all them outlets will be there. But either way, I'd like to put my story out there on my page and show what happens while I'm in DC. So thanks again for watching. Have a great day. And don't give up.